What's going on, everybody? John out here with you. It's a Friday, September 6, 2024. How's everybody doing out there today? There's a lot to get to as far as these NFL picks and what I have planned. So, for the sake of everybody's time, I'm going to go ahead and get through all the NFL picks first. And then, if you want to stick around at the end of all those picks, I'll let you know what's upcoming on the channel and what I'm working on. So, for those that want to stick around, probably 15 minutes maybe into it after that rough timing. So, after the Monday Night Football game, San Francisco and the New York Jets, we'll get into the extracurricular. So let's jump right into this. So this is Monday opening lines, and again for me, the 24-25 season kicks off. I'm on a league of about 70 people or so, give or take. $55, nothing major. Don't really bet a lot of stuff, but have some fun with it. We've done pretty well over the years. For the most part, if you're going to take my advice, I'm a contrarian really, because if it's NHL, NBA, MLB, I'm your guy for that, but NFL, I'm just maybe a little bit over 500 at best. I'm always around 500, maybe 5 below, maybe 5 up. That's kind of where I am, and that's what you would expect in this part of the season. So be forewarned if you take my picks. Miami and Jacksonville. Miami at home, as they're getting a chance to have to cover 3.5 against Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence against Tua Tagovailoa, and that one is a spread of 3.5. Right now, the line is Miami 170, their favorite, and the over-under is about 49%. Maybe 25% possible precipitation is what they're saying. I'm going to look on RotoWire, this part of the picks this year, to kind of give you any updates if there is any weather. It's week 1, and you have Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, everybody else is healthy. I understand the Jaguars have a pretty good defense. They can be good as well. Considering it's week 1, I'm going to take Miami. I think they'll be able to cover the 3.5. Give me the Dolphins. Atlanta and Pittsburgh. This is going to be very interesting for me. Probably one that you don't want to touch, in all honesty, because this spread is not what you would think it would be or what you would really expect, as you have really Kirk Cousins and Russell Wilson, I would think, making both of their debuts for both of these squads. That's what it has listed right now on RotoWire, and right now, Russell Wilson is questionable, so maybe they could go with the former Chicago product on the other end of it. But I'm going to go ahead and say that Mike Tomlin is going to stick with Wilson against Cousins, and the spread is 3.5. There might be some upside, another pick if you don't pick Russell. But with 3.5 on the road, Pittsburgh, they could be a mess. Who knows? I like Najee Harris and George Pickens. They're fine. Bijan Robinson does a little bit of everything, and Kyle Pitts is a good tight end, but you know what? Steelers points early in the year. Why not? Give me Pittsburgh. I get 3.5. If it turns into a complete dumpster fire, I can switch to Atlanta next week. Minnesota and the New York Giants. Honestly, in this situation, again, maybe another game you don't want to touch. Minnesota's defense is a little bit better, but it's only a 1.5 point favorite. It's Sam Darnold versus Daniel Jones. So stay away from this one. Minnesota on the road only have to cover 1.5. Look, you don't have the situation that you did in the running back last year, because you already have that going on with the Philadelphia Eagles in the sense of it. So now Devin Singletary is in the backfield, and he's good. But Aaron Jones now, part of the Minnesota Vikings. I always like him. You got Justin Jefferson. He's the best offensive weapon, one of the best ones in the game. And in between the two teams, don't you kind of want to edge that part of it? I'll take Minnesota, only having to cover 1.5. New Orleans and Carolina. Carolina is still one of those teams that are trying to get out from underneath the rebuild with Derek Carr and Bryce Young. And I still feel this is one of those ones that could be a lock of the week. Who knows? Eliminator, whatever you want to use. New Orleans only has to cover 4.5 at home. And I feel like that should be easy enough for Alvin Kamara, who had an up and down season. Chris Olave was up and down a little bit. And you do have Adam Thielen on the Panthers side, but it's still the Panthers. Like Chubb Hubbard, he's fine. But I still feel like New Orleans should have the decisive advantage, especially being at home. It's hard to win games there. Give me New Orleans to cover the 4.5. This will be your certified lock of the week. This is my rubber stamp. Cincinnati and the New England Patriots. New England, still not a very good football team. It's still Jacoby Brissett against Joe Burrow. Now they're saying Jamar Chase and T. Higgins might be doubtful or questionable. That kind of stinks, but it shouldn't be that much of a problem to even cover 8.5 for the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. I really don't need to read too much into it. That's where I'm going with it. Chicago and Tennessee. As we're at Soldier Field, let me see if I can try to find this here on the NFL RotoWire side of it. But Chicago only has to cover 4.5. I think it's Will Levis for Tennessee. And that's not going to give me much confidence, but it's the rookie on the other side for the Bears. I keep on scrolling and I'm not finding this game. There it is, Caleb Williams and Will Levis. This right now, again, they don't have all the other particulars put in place, but for Caleb Williams, you have a really good defense behind you. You got Roma Dunzier, the former Washington Husky. That's going to make Cooper Hopkins very happy. Why not? Give me the Bears. It's only 4.5. I know that sounds like a lot. If it was Tennessee, maybe 7 or 8, I think I wouldn't hesitate or bat an eye. But you're also losing Derrick Henry. Yeah, you might have the Tony Pollard replacement. That could be pretty interesting there alongside Calvin Ridley. But Tony Pollard from the Dallas Cowboys coming over. But it's still Will Levis. I don't know what to expect from him. Obviously, you don't know what to expect for the number 1 pick in Caleb Williams. But I think the Bears are probably farther along in the rebuild. And they're at home. Buffalo and Arizona. This is one of those games between Josh Allen and Kyler Murray. If you get the really good version of Kyler Murray, Arizona can flat out steal this game. But I'm going to go with Buffalo in week 1 at home. 6.5 is a lot. This might be the cutoff point, especially because I think Matt Prater is an absolute boss for the former line and the kicker back there. Be able to get stuff done and score some points for Arizona even when they have to get 55 or 60-yard field goals. I still think the Bills have something to prove. Josh Allen is one of the best quarterbacks, probably, top 2 in the league behind Patrick Mahomes. I know that might be slander to some of you to think that he's that high, but I think Josh Allen is Mr. Everything for the Bills. Why don't you come out and start the season off on a right foot, Buffalo fans? Right, that sounds good. I know it's going to be a tough one for Kyler Murray, especially if he's motivated and ready to go. Is that Marvin Harrison Jr.? On the wide receiver side of it for WR1, yes it is. That's pretty cool there for Arizona, the former Ohio State product. That's pretty interesting. So we'll see what that matchup is going to bring. James Cook against James Conner, 2 good guys in the backfield there. But the defense is on the edge for the Bills. That's where I'm going to lean. At 6.5, it's a lot, but that's where I'll go. Indianapolis at home getting 2.5 against Houston. Against my better judgment, I went with the Colts against Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud on the other end. C.J. Stroud is absolutely unbelievable for the Texans, and they can put up a lot of points. But these two teams, I think they met up in the playoffs in the wildcard round. They're pretty good teams across the board, and it could be one of the interesting matchups to watch of the week, maybe one of the possible favorite ones to watch, considering 2 good young quarterbacks, 2 good young teams. Joe Mixon now is a running back for the Texans. So against Jonathan Taylor, that could be a pretty good one. Jonathan Taylor is an absolute beast when he's on his game. And Indianapolis, I like them. I don't know if they're going to beat Houston, but outright I'll just take the 2.5 points. Probably lean the other way, but that's where I'm going. Vegas and the Chargers. Gardner Minshew is going to be the starter here for Las Vegas against Justin Herbert. Here's my only issue with the Chargers, and we saw this all year last year. Every time these games come right down to the wire, 1 point, 3 points, Chargers should have won this going away. They did not. What are they going to do? Is it still going to be the same thing under Staley? I don't know. But if it is, 3.5 points is right along the runway, and it's actually going to the Raiders. So because of what I've seen from the Chargers all year, I'm just going to take Vegas and the points. I know that's not the most enlightened take, but that is where I'm going. If all those games are going to be right close, it's going to be right down to the wire again, and it could be a coin toss, whoever takes it. If the LA Chargers, maybe I'll go against them the first few weeks. If they start to ignite the pilot light and start winning games by 10 or 14, obviously the spreads will change, but then my confidence in the Chargers will start to work. Although I should say, in Jim Harbaugh's debut, I don't know now. I think I forgot Jim Harbaugh's there from Michigan now to the Chargers. I feel like Justin Herbert's the exact type of guy that I already would get stuff going, but I already submitted my picks. Damn it. I feel like I should have taken the Chargers, but I'm going to go Vegas 3.5. Seattle and Denver. This should be another lock of the week. Again, that might make Cooper Hopkins uncomfortable, broadcast partner there. But for Seattle, it's Geno Smith, I believe, against Bo Nix. They've already penciled him in. It's 5.5. Seems like an easy way for the Seahawks to start this game on the right spread. Right now, the spread is 6. I got 5.5 for me. So Seattle a little bit more of a favorite. Let me look back up here for the Chargers. That's still 3. Again, my lines are from the very beginning of the week on Monday, so we see if they move. So Seattle's become even more of a favorite. That's why I'm leaning there anyway. 5.5 for me. I think the Seahawks got that one in the bag. Weather issues possible in Tampa at Raymond James. About 70% rain, still 3.5-point favorite is Tampa. That's what I have on my list. And it's going to be Daniels against Baker Mayfield. So another rookie quarterback starting there at Tampa. Tampa's got a decent team. Still got a lot of good players. Tristan Wirfs left there from the Tom Brady days. I like Tampa. I feel like they should be able to cover this 3.5 comfortably, especially in week 1. I feel like they should be able to get that done against a rookie quarterback. I'm not going to overthink it. Give me the Bucks. Dallas Cowboys on the road to Cleveland, getting 2.5. Very interesting to me. I know Deshaun Watson been a little hot and cold. Let's see if this spread moves at all. Right now, it is 2.5 still for Cleveland live. I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't see what the big deal is with Cleveland right now. Again, Jerry Jeudy moved over there from the trade, so Amari Cooper and Jerry Jeudy, that's a good receiving core. But now you got Ezekiel Elliott back in the mix of it. If he's motivated, and you got CeeDee Lamb already paid, and Dak Prescott trying to get this one done. The defense is good, and you're giving me points. And this is Tom Brady's broadcast debut officially. I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys on Fox, getting 2.5. Dallas and the Detroit Lions and the Rams are the Cowboys on the brain. So the Lions and the Rams, Sunday Night Football. It's Stafford's homecoming again from when we started with the Lions, but this time it's week 1 where he's going to get the video tribute scoreboard. Don't know if Kelly Stafford's going to be there or not, but the Rams have to lay 3.5. They're going to get 3.5. Detroit's going to cover 3.5. Give me the Lions. I'm going to say that they win this one comfortably. I understand Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. We talk about the offensive side. Aaron Donald's still there. Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback. It's going to be very loud. It's going to be very emotional. Detroit wants to get right back to where they were in the NFC Championship before they got lambasted really in the second half by the San Francisco 49ers. And if they can hope to get back to that point, that'd be great. I still think Detroit's going to win less games and not make it as far, but they'll still comfortably make the playoffs. They're a good team. This could be a tough matchup in the beginning, but I'm going to take Detroit by 10. I think that they win this one comfortably, cover this 3.5. Give me the Leos. And it leaves you to Monday night. San Francisco 49ers at home, taking on Aaron Rodgers, trying to make his debut again. He really didn't get a chance to really make one last year before getting injured. Essentially won on the second play. The Jets get 3.5 as they have to travel to San Francisco. If this was the other way around, and Aaron Rodgers wasn't so old, and it was another opportunity for the Jets, look, he could easily win this game on Monday, but it's in San Francisco, and it's 3.5. I might very well lose this by 0.5 point, but give me Brock Purdy, give me the Niners. I still got Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, and all of that. They're going to get the job done. I'm going to take them to cover 3.5. Hopefully I don't lose that one by 0.5 point. And my total points, because I have to do it for the tiebreaker for the Lions and the Rams, that is at 55. Those are my picks for the week. I think that's going to put me above 500 after week 1. I don't see a losing week. I think the picks are decent enough. Although, regrettably, as I told you, between the Chargers and Vegas, that's a complete brain fart on my end. I forgot Jim Harbaugh coaching debut again. It's not really a debut because he did very well alongside Colin Kaepernick and the San Francisco 49ers. But now you got really an opportunity for Justin Herbert and the Chargers. I think he's going to do very well over there, and I'm happy to see that Jim was able to deflect all the questions for U of M, win the title, and then go back and start coaching the Chargers. He got that one done. He did it smart. So what is on the agenda for me? Let's just be honest here. So we have the week seasons all the way through 17, and the side of it, again, we have the extra game over the last couple of years. You're going to get the picks from me Friday or Saturday, usually, depending on Thanksgiving. Sometimes it's Wednesday. I might have to move up or down days depending on my schedule now. For September, be between Friday and Saturday. In October, that is when the NHL season will start to kick off. The NBA gets underway, but most importantly for me, locally, the Waterford Sharks season will get underway in October alongside with the home opener. So on those weekend days that I'm not available and I have to do Sharks coverage, that's going to move up these NFL picks. It's always going to be posted at Hopeless Sports Guy with the write-ups and everything else when the games are concluded, as far as seeing you, letting you know how I did, and the recaps for some of the top performers in the games per usual. So once my schedule starts to change from October moving on, then we will do that. Also, it seems like as far as the November trip to Seattle, I think is going to be underway. I'm waiting for Annette to finalize those tickets. I know Cooper had asked me across the board. I think we're going to get that one locked in for November, mid-November for the game and the birthday spectacular and all that to get that locked in. I'm very much looking forward to that. And I hope that I can hang out with a bestie on that side for my cousin and best broadcast partner, best friend, and Cooper Hopkins and that, and have a great time. Be there for several days and enjoy it. I'm very much looking forward to that. So picks all the way through September should be no problem. In October, all the way through the NFL season across the board, we'll mix in NBA, NHL games. We'll be covering the opener. I've still got baseball and everything else going in the playoffs alongside Alec Nava. All that stuff will be set up too. If Cooper Hopkins gets an opportunity to join in, he's more than welcome to do so. I'll be in contact. Here on the YouTube side, you see this thing on the camera. This is Astrobot, right? And on the factory seal, that's there. And unbegrudgingly, NBA 2K25, because you got friends to play with and you got to get that done. Although we know what 2K will bring to you, it's nothing but a bunch of pain, right? But again, and essentially, as I told you with some of the trade-ins, I had the console for the PS5 since, November 2020 launch. The controllers are the same. I have the one that came with it and the one that I bought extra. Both of those are absolutely shot. So the only other controller I have is the one I haven't even touched yet, on sale from a year and a half ago. So that's the only one I got left. About 25 on a trade-in per piece for controller. Not too bad. And then here's the other deal. Trading in MLB The Show and NHL for 24, that works out fine because they were free PS Plus games the last couple of months. And then trading in 2K24, you get 2K for free, essentially with like 15 left over. So I reserved Silent Hill 2 Remake and then only really paid for Astrobot. So played for one game. Yeah, I'm down a couple controllers, but those are broken anyway. So I'll get one of those to get that done. But 2K essentially for free, money on Silent Hill, and paid for Astrobot. So really only 60 bucks out of the tank. I don't really play more than I have, and I only have one game on the back burner. So I've done well as far as not overspending for anything else I don't need or don't use. Like I said, the only thing I really pay for is ESPN to do all the stuff for the NHL games and whatever we need as far as ESPN and the NHL side of it to be able to get all that done. And that's it. So that's pretty much what I'd spend on the year. So this is what I'm going to tell you, long story short. Astrobot, I think, is about 15 hours. So I should get a review to you before the end of the month. 2K is going to be a lot of the grinding stuff. Hopefully try to get the VC payouts when you do the sub in and out from the My League stuff of it, where you go all the way down to 1 second, and then you load it back in, change your sliders, load it back up, and get your 1500 VC for beating it on whole thing, technically, from a sim. That's how I'm going to do that. I never pay any 2K. I don't know how all you guys spend money on players and start over and do all that. I don't do that. I just buy the game base. I don't pay anything extra early release or any of that. And the one other thing I'll say is this before we close out. That leaves the other thought of October. What to do with NHL 25? Well, NBA 2K25 is going to take up the majority of my time. The reason why I didn't wait till that's on sale is because of the trade-ins. And really, September is the last time for me to go ahead and do any sort of grind to be able to get the My Career stuff. Because by the time you hit October, November, that time's gone. I have to take that for these picks, the Sharks games, the game's going to do, working with Alec and Cooper. I can't sit around and screw around with these games at that point because I got stuff to do. So this is kind of why I end up picking it now and try to get all this stuff done. So what's going to happen in NHL 25 is probably this. It comes out, second week of October. And I might just wait till Black Friday, November, get it on sale because that's a month and 2 weeks after, and the game will be $25 rather than 70. So I think I'm just going to wait at that point now. So it'll be maybe a month and a half of playing the old game, and then we'll kind of figure out what to do. I've told you from NHL 21 to 24, I took 3 years off, and 24 was an absolute dumpster fire. 25 might not be much better, and I might as well just wait till that one goes on sale. So that's where I am right now. So review Astrobot, and then a month, and the Silent Hill 2 remake. You'll get that sometime in October. And the only other game I have left in the Punch Bowl, when it comes out, that'll be right around the trip for the Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake in November. That's it. That's all. Again, I couldn't even deal with 2K on the PC side of it because it's not cross-play, and the stuff that they threw into it, because I have a PC to play some games, but it's not cross-play. It is next-gen variant, but they put stuff in where it runs like garbage on your PC. So you can't win either way. But we'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you for listening in. I was trying to give you an updates of what's going on in the channel, letting you know the next reviews. Hope you guys enjoy it. Talk to you next week. Peace.